Well, I'm going to take you through a little crash course on how XTW exactly works. It all pretty much starts right here in the message board where we post up whenever shows are completed, the video results or short results, and then booking for the next event. Video results are pretty much as you would think. We record video of the matches, upload them to YouTube so you can see exactly what happened. Short results, we just simply focus on some of the highlights of the match. If somebody gets busted open during the match, in Royal Rumbles, who eliminates who and who comes out next. And also whenever cutscenes happen, since those are kind of important as well. Then we go to the booking, where all the matches are lined up. You get to see who's facing who next. I'll get into how that all works here in just a minute. But then when everybody casts their votes on match types, because that's pretty much what we vote on, match types and the new hopefuls. The match types, I have these sheets, as you can see here, where I have all the different match types, all the different rules, so all I got to do is check them off. When it's pretty much casting votes, so in this case, as you see here, I've got the 1 and the 2 circled up by normal match. 2 people voted for normal match out of 3. Well, that's what we're going to go with. However, since the game has match creator, we do look and see in case somebody tweaked the rules. Somebody might have said a normal match but submissions only, or they might have said, you know, a normal no DQ match or something. So we do take that into account. So even though we're going normal matches, you can still, even though your match type might not have been chosen, you may influence the exact rules of the match. Whenever everyone has something different or there's a tie in voting, I kind of cast the tie-breaking vote. I do try to make sure that everyone gets at least one match type that they like. I could get into it a lot deeper, but this gives you the basic idea. Now, as far as the hopefuls pools go, this is where you submit 10 names that are not in the rankings, or 10 tag teams if we're doing a tag team version, and I simply write them down in order of submission, and the order that you submit them is important because your number 1 pick gets like 10 points. I simply go 10 to 1, you know, reverse order. So first place, 10 points. And go down that way. There is a first come, first serve involved as far as when there's a tie in points. So if everyone submits something different, like I have 3 people that mainly participate, all 3 submit something, completely different lists. Well, then the first person that submitted their top pick automatically in. We go down that way. If multiple people pick multiple names or tag teams that are the same, then we just add the points together. On tag teams, it's a little more unique because obviously people can mash different guys together. So if a name has been used already for one person's team and then they come up later for someone else's team, well, I can't use them because they're already in it. Now we get to, here's my notebook, and I simply list the champions up top, and then the rungs. There's 3 rungs, and it gets a little bit tricky. It's, for the most part, winners move up, losers move down. So when you're on rungs 1, 2, and 3, anytime they win, they move up. Anytime they lose, they move down. Now, once we get up to the titles, in singles rankings, we have 3 titles: the Champion of Champions, the Undisputed Champion, and the World Champion. In tag team, we use 2 titles. When we get to the titles, we do it kind of like they do on TV. You know how sometimes you'll get like an United States or an Intercontinental title, or one of the lower titles, to kind of quote-unquote groom you for a heavyweight title. Well, that's how we do there. So if the world champion, the number 3 champion, if they win their match, they don't actually move up to face number 2. They remain there with the title. It's when they're finally defeated, they're without a title, then they get their shot at the next higher title. The only difference being the highest title, the Champion of Champions, if they lose their title, they drop immediately down to the number 2 title. So that's kind of a tough one to hold up there. Further down on the page, I have the contenders pool. Those consist of, in singles rankings, 6 names. So we do a 6-way match. You know, it could be an elimination chamber, the ladder match, the Money in the Bank ladder match, a battle royal, any of the 6-way match types. In tag teams, 5 tag teams are in the contenders pool. We do a 10-man Royal Rumble. The winner wins for his team. Then we get to the hopefuls pool, which I kind of explained the voting. Since WWE 12, you can have up to a 40-man Rumble. We just go in increments of 10. So if I have enough names to have a 30-man Rumble, we do the 30. If I don't have enough names, we'll go 20. You know, however many names we have, we'll do that many in the Rumble. And now here's a look at my a page that has been completed. Lots of chicken scratch, lots of writing, because I circle, you know, who wins. I keep the notebook. I have it tracked back 2 to 3 years ago when I first started doing it. I have a notebook completely full. Match type, I try to write match type over in the margin. Now, one unique thing that we do is a team challenge series. I was kind of inspired by old AWA on ESPN Classic. They did, you know, wrestlers on teams, and they had points and all that. Well, we don't use a point system. We just use raw wins and losses and then a win percentage. Everyone gets a team of characters that are in either the singles or the tag rankings, wherever, and keep track of the wins and losses. If they drop out of the rankings, if they drop into the hopefuls pool and then don't win there and drop out, those people get to redraft for those positions from anybody that's not on a team. And every 5th show, and this is kind of unique too, on the tag team rankings, we do the lethal lottery. I don't know if anybody remembers. From WCW, NWA, I think it was WCW. They would have a lethal lottery where, you know, they randomly draw tag teams or whatever. We do that every 5th tag team ranking. The hopefuls pool, instead of submitting tag teams, you'll submit singles competitors. The last 2 form a tag team, move up. The contenders pool Royal Rumble, the 10 guys, every 2 that are eliminated are a team. So the first 2 that are out form a team, and they will drop to the hopefuls pool. Next 2 out, form a team. So it's a chance to mix things up a little bit. And also what we do for the Team Challenge series is on those 5th shows, if there is somebody on your team that is really not doing very well, they've got a lot of losses, you have the chance, starting with whoever's in last place on their overall percentage, they can drop one name from their roster and redraft a different name. Then we go to the next place, you know, all the way up to first. You know, just like the real thing. The last place gets first, or gets to pick first, and first place has to wait for the end. Anybody that has been dropped by somebody can be picked up by the next person. They will start with a 0-0 record. Whenever you draft someone onto your team, they start 0-0. The only rule is that you can't go, well, I want to drop person A, and then I want to just redraft him immediately. No, we don't do that. You have to get a different person. And that's pretty much how it works. If you have any questions, you can feel free to contact me here on YouTube. Send me a message. You know, we go through all this, leads us back to the message board. We play out the show. I put it up on the message board. And also, once a month, we switch between games. WWE 12, Legend of WrestleMania, we do a created show. Completely from the ground up. Everybody submits 5 matches. Whatever you might want to see. Within the confines of the match types and things. So, you know, you could do 2-on-2, mixed tag, 3-on-3, a 6-way. Obviously, you can't do like a 7. We don't pick Royal Rumbles either. We don't do that for the created one. Everyone submits their top 5 matches. I usually pick about 6 or 7. I use the same voting procedure as the hopefuls pool. And then after we have our card set, we vote on the rules just like we normally vote on rules for rankings. And then we play out the card. And also when we get to pay-per-views in WWE 12, whenever the pay-per-view comes up in the universe mode, Those matches are played out however the game sets them up. So, and now with WW12, since we are able to assign titles to shows and kind of switch it up a little, the top 3 titles for the singles rankings, as well as the tag titles and the tag rankings, somebody that's not even in the rankings could potentially end up in the rankings if the title is on the line and they win it. We just go with it. It helps shake it up a little bit, gives it a little bit more interest potentially. So I think that's about it. That gives you the little crash course. I know it's a lot of information to take in, but it's a pretty fun thing. I've been doing this for a few years, and hopefully continue to do it for a few more. Hope you like it.